Alright. Hello, everyone. It's me, Generic Pie, back with another episode of Peeping Tom Bombadil, which is when I peep on other people's games. And just before I get into the game itself, I've got a little bit of housekeeping. So, in light of a very kind, very thoughtful post from Strider656, who is a great content creator, and really supportive of everyone on the Discord server. He mentioned in his post, it's good to post regular videos. And this is something I've been aware of a long time, but through a combination of just like laziness and just not being that bothered, I just tend to post videos whenever I feel like it. But I thought, it'd be nice to make this more of a regular thing. I listen to a lot of podcasts, and it's nice to know that like at a certain time in the week, the thing that you enjoy or the thing that you listen to habitually is going to be there, or the YouTube video that you watch will be there. So as of now, for the foreseeable, hopefully, I'm going to upload these on Tuesdays. I guess it'll be kind of evening UK time, probably kind of mid afternoon in the US, depending on where you're at, I suppose. So yeah, going to try and do that. I'm also dabbling. This is just like a seedling of an idea I had today. The idea of doing like a War of the Ring podcast, which I thought could be quite cool, where you kind of play a game with someone, and then after the game, you have a chat about it, and then just talk to them, kind of like a mini interview where you discuss how they got into the game, but done through the frame of like the one game that you've just played against them. So if anyone is interested in watching that or would be interested in participating, it would be cool to have a mixture of like some of the legends of the server who've been around forever and have played world championships and won world championships, and some new players, and just for fun. So yeah, just if that's something that interests you, give me a shout. Anyway, enough jibber jabbering. Let's get into this thing. So this is a game that was shared to me by Kretchet, who is a gentleman and a scholar. Kretchet, I think, joined the server around the same time as me. And we've played a few games, and it's funny how you have like different kind of memories of people you've played, because whenever I think about games I played with Kretchet, I always think, God, I really played badly against Kretchet. Just seem to do really dumb stuff. Whereas other people, I think, oh, I get lucky against that person. Oh, I played well against that person. So yeah, my abiding memory is like Kretchet, just me just being dumb, basically. But anyway, so this is a game that Kretchet shared to me, that they played against their friend Alex. So I don't think it was actually a ladder game, but they recommended it. So let's check it out. Let's see what went on. So Kretchet was playing as the three people in this one, and Alex, their friend Alex, they were on voice chat, by the way, so there won't be any chit chat in the box. They were playing as the Shadow. Kretchet started with Faramir's Rangers, which can be a great starter card depending on what the Shadow actually does, and Elven Rogue, which is at least playable, and the Shadow started with the King is revealed and the Ring is mine. So again, playable. This one less so, but Relentless Assault can be good early depending on what happens. Get a nice roll for the Shadow, although no eyes have been added. Interesting. So we could potentially have 3 movement here if Kretchet decides to use a ring. Let's see what they do. So Isengard goes down, Sauron goes down. So I'm guessing, obviously, Kretchet's passing here. They decide to draw a card. They draw into half orcs. So actually, that's a slight. Actually, no, it's not. It's not a risk. That's fine. So they move. Obviously, there's no need to roll the dice. Pretty okay. So that's interesting. They move up here, leaving 1 behind. I tend to find when someone does this, it's usually because they've recently lost to a Free People military victory. I think that, like, when you start sending out armies with 1 left behind, and this is a small army as is, it's like you've been hurt. The game has hurt you. Now you're being really afraid of leaving it open. So anyway, Kretchet gets a second move. They get into, which is nice to get into here. So Kretchet actually had the 2 hybrids. So Kretchet could have moved this army in here without a scout. Is it worth it? Kretchet decided obviously that it wasn't. So that gets the north to war. They do these standard army movements, get Iron Hills and the Edoras army to Western Met. And Saruman comes into play, uses the ring, as I suspected the Kretchet would, to get to get that third movement, which is really important actually, because when you can just get a free movement into to Moria from Rivendell, that's just beautiful. You love to see that. And then with the final one, we get the red tile in. Cool. So let's go on to turn number 2. So another blue tile could get the double card draw with Kindred, which is nice. And as for the shadow, candles and fighting Urukai. Okay. So okay, I think we're getting lots of card draws here. Alex just drew 3 cards, 4 cards, 5 cards, 6 cards, 7 cards, 8 cards, 9 cards, 10 cards. What the hell is going on? Okay, so someone must have had made a slight mistake with the hotkeys there. But anyway, we appear to be back to square one. So now we have... Oh, wait. It's happening again? There we go. I presume... Oh, right. Okay. Okay. It's over. I think that's all sorted. So we've got Candles of Corpses and A New Power is Rising. And oh my goodness, this game is telling the Fellowship to run, and run some more. So they move. They are hits. They are hit. Okay, but they're not revealed, so the running can continue at a heady pace. Kretchet decides to kill Gandhi for a 1. I think that's perfectly reasonable. There's a chance that you actually don't get hit on the next 2 moves. When you've had 3 free movements, kill the wizard, kill the beardy man, and get him revived. So the shadow draws a card, draws into Horde from the east. Then they decide to play New Power is Rising. Cool. So this could be okay. This is a when you know that the free people have their dice kind of committed as the free people do here. Pretty much looking at Crown Gandhi Crown Gandhi, bring Gandhi back, get Gandhi, and move twice. You can do a big charge. You can just commit this whole turn to going for Rohan. I really like doing this. The only down, and then obviously the free people can react, but they have to give up a ring. They've already used 1 ring, so it's quite an expensive, half an army move. So yeah, that's what I would be looking to do as the shadow in this situation. So they decide to draw a card, maybe to see if they get anything that would be useful. And also, given they have... Oh, did they not have... Oh, maybe that was when they draw a million cards. But one of those cards they drew of the huge number that were then removed was Fighting Urukai. That one seems to have disappeared. So I'm guessing they're attacking for Zweizen here. They got their 2 6s. That's pretty great. So I'm going to have to guess where the attacks are taking place here. But I think we'll be able to figure it out. And Kretchet gets 1 hit back. Oh, no. Okay, so that was up. That was on... Oh, Dale. Okay, right. So Dale is taken. I presume now they've done that, they'll probably also go for the guy in Carrick. And the Fellowship is moved. They are missed. Kindred of Glorfindel's played. Okay, this must be another fight. I'm guessing this one is Carrick. So 3 versus 1. Yep. And Kretchet's hitting pretty nicely. So that's a skimpy army. That's just, I'm going to say it, that's a sad army. That's just one lonely ogre hanging out with a Nazgul. They're like the odd couple. What are we doing here? Why are we here? Where's everyone gone? Why are all our friends dead? Why is Jeff left back in Dol Guldur? So they're going to need a lot of reinforcements to take Woodland Realm. And yeah, and I think this is an argument for... I mean, I know having 1 extra guy isn't going to make a difference in this situation. But yeah, if you're going to go for the Dale and Carrick thing, every orc counts. Gandhi is flipped. And these do some standard army movements. These guys combine. Okay, cool. So I'm guessing they're using them as reinforcements. And the Fellowship moves again on track. 6 moves on turn 2. That's pretty wild. And Alex misses. So very justified killing Gandhi for the one that you wouldn't be able to get Gandalf the White otherwise. So they've obviously decided not to take the opportunity to go. I think I would have used that muster here and gone for Rohan, but that's just me. Anyway, then the Witching comes into Morannon because this army ain't doing anything, ain't doing nothing. So yep, fair enough. And we get on to turn number 3. So yeah, Kretchet did mention this game started off quite one-sided, and it is looking that way. It's looking like a bit of a cruise for the free people. So we'll see if there is a twist in the tail of this one. So the free people draw Red Arrow and Gua here, and we get Rage of the Dunlendings and a Dreadly, a Dreadful Spells. So to be honest, actually, yeah, if you can, that would be quite an interesting move actually. Move all the leadership up here, even though there's like not an army, and then see if you can take this out with a freakishly lucky Dreadful Spells, and then you don't need an army. Your lone ogre is good enough. Right, so muster city for the shadow. What to do? So 2 of those presumably to move these guys down, and then the other 2 again. When I get lots of musters, I think that can be a good time to really get this going. But it might also be a nice time to muster some Oliphants and ready up the reinforcements to come and help out this lonely ogre. Just the 1 movement for Kretchet this turn, so it's going to be a slightly slower pace for the free people, for the Fellowship at least. The Southrons go down. The Southrons go down again after a pass. The Fellowship is moved. They are missed. So really smooth sailing for the Fellowship. Rage of the Dunlendings played. That's a nice use of a muster. That's cool. Yep, I like that. Given you've got these extra musters, why the hell not? And 2 stay there. Is that how it works? Don't you get the 2 to join them? Or was it 4 before? Anyway, that's what's happened. They decide to join up the armies here. Now they've got the hybrids, so they can easily do that, which is really great for the free people. They also combine these armies here. Okay, that's interesting. You quite often see the North Downs elite go up to Eton Moors, but joining up with Bree makes me wonder if there's going to be some kind of free people military shenanigans, or at least, as a plan B, some military stuff. This army could go to Moria if it gets big. It could go to Rivendell to defend Rivendell. But yeah, if you were going to go to Rivendell, you'd probably still go to Eton Moors, wouldn't you? So I wonder what's going to happen with that. Shadows on the Misty Mountains is drawn. So yeah, any hope of that happening? Not looking good. We then get a Red Arrows played. So we get a nice bit of mustering in Edoras. And then we see Shadows of the Misty Mountains. Yep. Great card. Rohan goes down 1. So that means if they attack, you get a nice muster in Helms Deep. And Horse from the East is played not for the Deadly Strife, used for its card effect. I think when I was a newer player, I used to do this, and I think in certain situations it can. It's a lot of men bringing in one fell swoop. Although, what else have you got? When looking at the cards here, probably lean towards keeping it for a Deadly Strife in this situation. But yeah, I think it's. I mean, at least it means you can get you going quicker. Moves Gondor on the political track, so Gondor go down, and these armies start combining. Okay, so yeah, to be fair, you do really need men. Like, not only, I mean, if you want to have any chance of taking Erebor and Woodland Realm, you're going to need a whole lot of boys ready to fight. And time is not on the side of the Shadow in this situation. Yeah, the free people is well ahead right now. Okay, so another blue tile. So they've got 3 of the 4 blue tiles in the first. The first 4 character draws. Wow. Okay, that's pretty wild. Meanwhile, the Shadow draws Lord of the Ring and Shadows Gather. So that Shadows Gather could be pretty perfect for getting this army buffed up. One eye goes into the pool, and we get another slow roll. So after that incredibly pacey start, the Fellowship really is slowing down. but it is giving the free people time to kind of get their military operational. Oh, interesting. Okay, so I kind of assumed, I wondered if it might be this army that gets gathered, but this army is going all the way up to Dogdor. I wonder where they're going to go. Maybe make a charge towards Lorien. The elves are still untouched. Quite rare to see the elves still on this high on the political track after 4 turns. Yep. Okay. So Lorien should be very afraid right now. And the Fellowship moves again. Oh, sorry. They move first time this turn. And they are safe again. Now we get some movement. Okay, so yeah, so now the elves are looking like they're in big trouble, and you can't really muster. Can you? I suppose you could do one muster, then this army moves here, then you do another muster, then you can get one elf into one of these strongholds. Is that worth the use of 3 dice? Probably not. It's probably best to kind of go, okay, this is what it is, and use your dice elsewhere. You could use this dice to get the Rohan down and get 2 elites here. You could start readying Gondor so that you can start protect Dol Amroth from Corsairs. A few options as the free people. Let's see what Kretchet goes for. Okay, they're really going for this strat. Quite curious to see what happens there. The big army has left Moria. This army starts moving across. File goes in the pool. We get mustering in Orthanc. Okay. Oh, this is a lot of mustering in Bree. And Lorien is put under siege. And we get a leader. I thought Nevin made a really good point actually about when you have like a free people army like this, just get a leader in it. Because it's quite likely as a free people. I've had this many games actually where I just have like, especially if you're in a game where you have to go slowly and you cannot just rush the Fellowship, you end up having spare sea dice sometimes. I've had to burn sea dice on more than one occasion, just throw them away because you don't want to move the Fellowship. And if you have these armies, there's often you don't have leaders in usable armies as the free people. So I think it's great to always just have that one leader in there. So all of the Nazgai are heading over to Lorien. Do you need that many in Lorien? I think I might be inclined to spread my leadership, at least get one somewhere else. Be nice to get on the Fellowship, but the Fellowship is doing too well. Go to the next turn. Many Kings and the Lidless Eye, and the Eagles are coming, and Thranduils. So nice timing for Thranduils, very, very good. But they're going to have to get rid of something. What do you go for? They get rid of Gwaihir. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I suppose there's another card that effectively does the same as Gwaihir that you could get later. You can get We Prove the Swifter. So yeah, not a desperate need to keep that card right now, I suppose. I think I might have been inclined to get rid of one of the blue tiles actually in this situation because, I mean, you've already got a blue tile in there. The pool is so big. You ain't been drawing tiles. So when the pool is this big, naturally blue tiles become less valuable because there's just less chance of you drawing them. So when you've already got 2 in hand, I think, and the 2 zeros, I might have got rid of a blue tile. Anyway, Dreadful Spells is played on Lorien, and we get 1 hit. Woodland Realms put under siege. The Fellowship moves, so they are going to get into Mordor this turn, I would think. So something's being attacked. I wonder what it is. I'm guessing it's going to be Lorien. Onslaught against advantageous position, so that's a dud advantageous position. Alex rolls 2 hits. Kretchet gets 1 back. So yeah, not looking good for the elves here. Draws into a Great Host, which is absolutely perfect for this situation. I'm guessing they're going to play that. Yep, and that is a wipeout. No need to roll there, really. And down goes Lorien. And the Shadow has 3 points on the board going into, well, mid turn 5. So yeah, I think the rule of thumb is you want to ideally, I think you want to be on about 5 VPs by the time at least 5 VPs by the time the Fellowship gets into Mordor. So they're going to, by that measure, the Shadow's going to have to take another stronghold this turn. Woodland Realm looks very takeable. Kretchet does move, does get hit, does get a nice. They are going to be revealed. What's the second tile going to be? It's a 1, so that's fine. Yep, happy to take that. Oh, and they get another one because they've gone through Moria. So pretty kind tiles overall. Does mean that there's going to be some bigger tiles left in the pool in Mordor, but you know, you ain't complaining there. Not one iota. They combine armies in here. Is that even necessary? I don't know. I guess when you've got stuff to do. If you're going to combine it at some point, yeah, why not do it now? When Cloaks goes in, I think I would have maybe used that just to hide the Fellowship. I mean, what else have they got? Well, they wanted to use this presumably to play Thranduil's Archer. So yeah, I think that makes sense. Just improve your chances. And then they can use, yeah, maybe this to play Thranduil's, one of these to play Thranduil's, one of these to hide. Yeah. Some more musterage in Orthanc. Thranduil's goes in, draws into a daylight. That's handy. We get more mustering here, so they're preparing for some kind of assault. I think that's quite rare to see that, given A, Gondor's still not at war, and B, they don't have Corsairs. Normally, because there's an extra man anyway, you don't need an extra Oliphant. But if you want to be cautious and be really, really careful, that's one way to go about it. We've almost got, is that all the Northern Elites? That is all but one of the Northern Elites mustered in Bree. Something's being attacked. What is being attacked here? I wonder. Force Visor. Okay, so that is 1 hit each. And they retreat back in, and they leave 1 behind, which is... That is risky. 1 boy left in Orthanc. Very risky. 3 people. If they draw into an Ent card, I think this man, his life is short. Oh, wait. Okay, so I'm guessing there was a discussion there and he changed his mind and decided, yeah, and that's nice actually, because that means you can get a full 10 stack when you move this 6 into Eisen. Yeah, that's very wise. Otherwise, very, very high chance that that's if an end card's drawn, then the wizard, he's going to down his big spiky wheel from a great height. Okay, slight... What happened there? Misroll? How did this happen? What's going on here? This box is full of nonsense. Right, so anyway, so I don't know what's happened, but they seem to be okay with this. Maybe they'll notice this in a second. So they attack into Helms Deep. We do some musterage across Rohan, just to be a nuisance. They used a will to do that. Interesting. So the 3 people aren't just going for a sprint, they're trying to defend a bit. I suppose let's think about the victory point situation here. So this is going down, you would imagine. You think that army can take this army. So that takes them up to 5. This would be 7. That would be 8. And then this is big. Okay, so yeah, given the 3 people is probably going to need 2.5 turns to win the game. Maybe they're thinking, I need to improve my chances of survival here and defend a little bit, slow down the shadow a little bit. Yeah, I mean, but having said that, maybe they're afraid of the 4 eyes as well. But having said that as well, you know, corruption ain't an issue for the shadow at this sort of 3 people. So might have been tempted just to run like fun, eat the eyes if you need to, get corruption up a little bit because you've still got such a big meat shield here. Yeah, I think this was oh no, I guess yeah, they probably were rushed into doing this because Rohan was at war. Yeah, okay. Obviously, it would have been nicer to attack with the full 10. These armies join up. The Fellowship flips. Shelob goes into the pool. Nasty. Oh, have they forgotten to put these in the pool? Guys. Okay, they remembered. Good job. That would have been unfortunate. Oh, okay. And they draw straight into a very expensive eye. That's quite nasty. So in this situation, do you kill Strider? Do you still go random? They kill Strider. Because otherwise, if you draw a Hobbit, that's just four straight corruption. Okay, so going to be slower now. Gonna be slower, but it prevents corruption going all the way up to potentially up to 6. Yeah, yeah, I think that's probably the right choice. I mean, especially given you're going to be put back one anyway, and you're still going to have to move another bunch of times. Okay. Yeah, so that sucks for the shadow. And now we get Lord of the Ring. Okay, what's it going to be? Is something screwed up with the dice here? Because you can't play Lord of the Ring with that dice. I don't know what's going on with the dice. This is really strange. But anyway, so I think something must. I'm guessing there's been a slight bug with Java because yeah, these dice aren't quite right. They do some mustering in Rohan. And this army combines. These guys come down just to make extra sure. Yeah, so pretty buffed Rohan. If they do have strong cards, you know, I've seen bigger armies fall afoul of Helms Deep. So yeah, extra reinforcements, especially with a mustering Rohan. Yeah, that's a good idea. The one thing you have to be wary of is if this army. I've seen it also the army comes here, they combine skulk up here and then sneak back and take Lorien, which is always pretty funny. Okay, overdrawn here. The free people probably going to get one of them. Get rid of here. And meanwhile, shadow lengthens. That could be handy. And a black. So yeah, great cards. Some pretty nice cards here for the shadow. Even this eye could be really useful in this situation. If you want to just throw a bunch of eyes, if corruption gets high, when they're at the higher steps, they kill through day and night, confusion, and heroic death / eagles are coming. Yeah. Okay, yeah, something is definitely bugged out here. Don't know what's going on. Well, can I do this? I hope I haven't just broken everything. I hope I haven't just broken it. But that looks better. So the only it's weird that only the shadow dice seem to be acting strange. But anyway, so we get an elven rope thrown in to the pool. So lots of blues here, lots of blues. So they're not moving at all this turn, or are there? That's strange. You think you'd maybe they're just getting really wary about corruption at this point. But I think I'd want to move once. There are a lot of nice tiles in this pool. A lot of nice tiles. So yeah. A nice little Faramirs. That's always good. Half-Orcs and Goblin played. We get some extra musterage in Woodland Realm. Rohan's being a nuisance. Black Captain. Cool. They attack. Foul Stench into Daylight. So they do cancel the one little reroll, but that's not a big deal. So 1 hit versus 0. Oh no, wait. So how come they're saying that's a hit? Oh, Stench. Okay. I'm a bit confused by that. And they draw into the Fighting Urukai. I'm guessing they played no card here, so Alex has rolled the 2 hits that he needs. And Woodland Realm's down, and they are now up to, I guess, 5 VPs. Going to turn 8. Dane Ironfoot's Guard is drawn. Okay, that's pretty perfect for this situation. And Mirror of Gladriel. He's got a Heroic Death, can be handy. How to Great. I didn't notice these 2 tiled card draws, must have been the previous turn. That could be very handy as well, potentially. for defending. If they just, I mean, presumably with this army, you'd go for Dol Amroth as things stand. But, you know, if Minas Tirith does become a thing, that's great. Another red tile. Woof. What is up with this? This is so strange. 0 eyes added to the hunt. So are they just... Okay, so... Oh, okay, I get it now. They're just putting them all in as eyes without changing them into eyes. I'm just being... Okay, yeah, I should have just assumed that. It's the kind of thing that, like, is just done shorthand over chat. But yeah, okay, it's because there's a big fellowship, so they're just going corruption, throwing loads of eyes in the pool. Okay, I get it now. Cool. So they're moving. It's a 3. That's not ideal, but it's okay. Could be worse. Much better than an eye, at least. Corruption creeps up a little bit. So yeah, the free people are going to have to be quite cautious here. At least now they've got a little chain, which is convenient. But yeah, corruption could very much become a thing here, especially with Candles of Corpses. I mean, as a shadow, I would want to be playing that sooner rather than later. Get a red tile in there first, though. Fellowship hides. They move. Did they use 2 dice then? A little bit confused. I thought they had to hide first. Kills the dwarf. And the Hobbit takes over the leadership. Fighting Uruk-hai is played, so we're going to battle in Helms Deep. No card, but a whole lot of hits. 3 hits, 4 back from Kretchet, so pretty bloody battle there. Draw into, I guess there's no Witch King here, so we get Storm of Bats, cancels out Heroic Death. So that could make this a shorter fight, depending on if they hit, which they don't. 2 hits back. Third round. Getting a bit closer here. No quarter. 1 hit from Alex and 2 hits from Kretchet because of the no quarter. So now it's 6 HP, but only 3 dice versus 3 HP. Okay, so this is a real problem for the Shadow now because this army's here, but this army is the same size as this army. So realistically, you're going to have to... could be a good Shadow Lengthens. You know, you move to Fangorn. Shadow Lengthens here. Combine. That might be enough to take it down. But that's not going to be enough to take it down and take the rest of Rohan. And even holding it could come an issue. That's a free people. There could be... You might be tempted to try and charge and do a field battle and try and just hurt this army as much as possible. And Kretchet draws into the Spirit of Mordor. Are any of these armies usable? This one could be Spirit of Mordor. They decide to, yeah, looks like they're thinking what I mentioned. Maybe going for the Shadow Lengthens play. And this one's going to kill the dwarves, wipe them off the face of Middle-earth. And more mustering in Rohan. So we've seen a lot. I wonder what this army's going to do. I wonder what Kretchet is. I really hope this army does. It's always sad when you like build up a big army and then it just doesn't do anything. Yeah, it'd be kind of. It's always nice to have that extra Strider or Aragorn die for when you have armies like this. Can make a big difference. All right, so we get the mouth comes into play. Dane Ironfoot's Guard. Good stuff. And with their last move, they play the Candle of Corpse. Yeah. You got to play that. Because if the 3 people move first thing next turn, Candle of Corpses is hugely weakened. Would have been the same difference regardless. But still, it's 1 corruption. Right. So they obviously... They put 2 in there. And now they've rolled another 1. Meanwhile, the Fellowship, the 3 people, sorry, do have quite a lot of movement. They've just moved first thing. What's it going to be? A 0 reveal. Lovely. That's great. Alex draws into Uruk-hai. Uruk-hai is played. Where's it going to go? Probably in here. Where did that guy go? To Dale. Okay. Okay, just to make it even more likely to take this down. I think... I guess they're doing the shadow lengthens. I'm not sure if I would have prioritized... This looks a little bit more precarious to me. Maybe they're just thinking, I'll take this and then not worry about this at all and just try and hold Helms Deep. Because, I mean, you can take this down without taking too many hits. It might be able to survive an assault from these guys, and you can always just build up an army in Orthanc. But yeah, I thought this arm was pretty buffed already. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be hard to take these dwarves down. Gonna be hard. So there's an attack going on here. Where is this taking place? I'm guessing it's these guys, maybe? And just one back. Yep. Peligir has gone down, been absolutely murked. Musteridge here. Erebor under siege. Big armies combining in Western Met. Cool. I'm guessing the next play will be... This is actually a tricky one in a way. This is why it's always dangerous to leave. I've had this before when I could have taken down Helms Deep, but I wait a little bit too long, and it allows this to happen because it's so much worse to be attacked when you're sitting on an untaken stronghold than when you're sitting nicely nestled inside a stronghold. It's very, very awkward now. This army could easily wipe this army off the face of the earth. All right, Shadow lengthens. Okay. Do we have any end cards? We do have an end card now. Will it be played? No. Okay. I'm surprised that that's a lot of leadership you'd be killing by playing that end card, and you're taking a die off the shadow. Is it enough of a priority? They're deciding to, I guess, to wait. So what's going on here? We're doing the charge. Is this against this? Charge failed. 2 hits. Okay, yeah, so this army's attacking this army. That didn't go too great for the 3 people there, but they're pressing. Now, okay, so they're using this to try and hurt this army and hold Helm's Deep rather than prioritizing killing. Okay, fair enough. So this hurts the number of dice they can roll. Kretchet does do some big damage there. 3 hits against 1. Nice. Okay, this is going a lot better now. Just keep pressing. No hits. Ooh, that's not good. Versus 4. And then we get a desperate battle. And that does the job. Yeah. Wait. Oh no, so now, okay, they obviously stopped. Now they're trying to attack this. He presses and they roll the 6s and Helm's Deep is taken. So now the Shadow is up to 8 victory points. They've drawn into an advantageous position. And all they've got to do is take down Erebor and they win the game. So it's quite a comeback, actually. Quite a comeback. I'm trying to think I mean, they could win on this die. They could just straight up win on this die. Yeah. Let's see if they can do it. Character card versus a strategy card. So the character card would presumably be... oh yeah, so obviously they're playing Crawler's Death. That's nice. Into either a shield wall or an advantageous position. Maybe start out with shield wall. I don't know. I think there's an argument for playing either of those there. Yeah, starts with the shield wall. So yeah, that does its job. 3 hits back. Why did Kretchet kill 2? Should have only been 1 hit with the shield wall, right? Anyway, draws into Ista's Bane, so another Crawler's Death. I think they figured it out. I think. Did they? I don't know. I think he killed 2. Anyway, Crawler's Death at Agents. That's lovely counter there. Really nice. Horrendous combat roll followed by a 6. And then a pretty meaty roll from Kretchet. So this army has been decimated. Yeah, I said that army might. That's remarkable. That army just completely melted. Did basically nothing to those dwarves. Wow. Guess that mithril, whatever the dwarves are wearing, is doing its job. Okay, so Kretchet draws into Challenge the King and Elrond, and we got a Deadly Strife. Corsairs a little bit too late, and Ring Racer Abroad. Right, so at this point, as the free people, there's only one eye in here. Let's have a look at this pool. You should be able to win the game this turn with this roll. You should be able to win the game unless you roll into a Shelob or a 3. Does the Shadow have anything to throw at them? They don't. They can go Lidless Eye. I think I would be tempted to go Lidless Eye here. Yes, I think that's a good play. They move. What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? It's a 3. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. However, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Huh. 3, 4, 5. So I, as the shadow here, think I would use the ring to turn one of these into an eye, which would mean that these all become killers. Because right now, Kretchet can gamble, and only he would have a what would it be? So 4, 8, 12. It would be a 2. So 1 in 2 and 14. It's a 6 and 7 chance of winning the game. And I think those are pretty good odds, given this army could do some stuff in. You know, it's, I don't know. This army can get reinforced. I don't think Shadow's going to win this turn, but it's certainly possible. So think this nothing happening here. So to win, they could take Edoras. They're not going to take the Shire, that's for sure. So you need to take a stronghold. The problem with Dol Amroth is you won't hold Pelargir because this army's here, and you're going to need a big army to take this down. So you're in a bit of a pickle as the Shadow. Not sure what the answer is. Let's see what happens. So, oh yeah, the dwarves are going down. So Ring Racer Abroad, they move down here. Okay, where are they going to go? They must be attacking into Osgiliath. So looks like they're thinking take down Minas Tirith. I suppose the real benefit of that is you have reinforcements not far away. Whereas if you go for Dol Amroth, you're kind of very hard to reinforce without using Corsairs. Alright, so we get a confusion. 1 hit from the confusion. And 1 hit back. They press. These guys dart into Wizard Heath. Okay, so yeah, they leave 1 behind. And then I presume they're going to move these guys across, maybe combine with the Gorgoroth guys. Right. So is this an attack? That's an attack into Pelargir, I presume. Yep. Cool. So now Pelargir's back. So now that back down to 7. Interesting. Spirit of Mordor's played against. Okay, so they're attacked and then they scout away. So these guys are just doing a merry little dance. Yeah, Kretchet did mention that Faramir got up to some hijinks, some shenanigans here. So yeah, there's a merry little Faramir dance. He's just kind of running circles around the Oliphants at the moment. So now this army attacks into this. They get 2 hits. And okay, sorry, they attack back. Now Faramir's retaken Pelargir. Is that again? They put Minas Tirith under siege. So okay, yeah. So as the free people, you might as well. Oh yeah, so I must have missed it because they're not talking about it. But at some point they did use the ring to put an extra thing in here. So yeah, that's why Kretchet hasn't gambled on trying to win the game this turn. A little bit of mustering going on. This is nice. So yeah, tricky for the shadow here because you need to take this and this. What's the pool like? Yeah, and you've got loads of Gondorians to muster. So yeah, this is going to be very, very awkward to win the game now for the shadow. Unless they get very, very lucky in Mordor. Going to turn 11, we prove the Swifter and Imrahil. And we get a Shadows Moving and plots Crebain. And that's... yeah, I think Java's trying to tell you something there, Kretchet. I think Java's saying, just go. Just try and... Just move the hobbits. So let's see if he goes for it. Oh, there's another way, even better. So you get a little bit of healing along the way. And it's a yellow. Oh my god. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Drum roll, please. A 4. Ooh, that's an awkward number. So now the game is prolonged. Once again, eyes will kill. And the Fellowship has to be careful. Oh, that sucks. That really sucks. Okay, so the Gandhi man is coming to save the day. Do they have... Oh, they have Imrahil. They don't have... I think he had Guards of the Sister early, but he played it as a charge. Is that right? But yeah, Gandhi... Right, okay, yeah, because with these dice, if they beat Minas Tirith, then they can go here, and that can be the 3. So you ignore Peligir, and you get Edoras. Cool. I think that's probably the best route to victory. Let's see. We get some leadership coming in. Kretchet draws a card using the Will. A shield wall. Yeah, so they've got 2 shield walls. Very useful. Gandhi shines. We're getting an attack. What's it going to be? Are we going full on Deadly Strife to begin with? We're going to start off a little bit defensive. Maybe the classic trick is to kind of start off with a swarm of bats and then go into the Deadly Strife, which so many people probably do that now that it's maybe not as clever. So maybe the meta play is to play the Deadly Strife. But yeah, sometimes if the opponent doesn't have, they play what they have. So yeah. Right, so yeah, they start with some bats, cancels the Brave Stand. Alex does not get the 6s that he needs, but only 1 hit back from the 3 people. The press, Deadly Strife into Shield Wall. I mean, they can't do it. They're not going to be able to get even if they roll 5 4s pluses. It's not going to be enough with the Shield Wall. Oh, they almost do. They almost do. So that's going to be 3 hits. Oh, this is tight. This is tight. He presses 3 versus 2. Any good cards left? Got a desperate battle. Desperate battle against yet another shield wall. Oh no, because yeah, it's the second shield wall. Yeah, because they played something else. Was it a mighty attack in the first round or a brave stand? Ooh, 2 5s. It's not enough. Oh my god, this is tight. And because of the dice as well. Okay, so they can attack. Let's see what happens anyway. So Kretchet gets 1. So they can do 1 more attack with this and then attack with this. So if they can roll 1, and they can play They Are Terrible as well. So if they can roll 1, 5, or 6 in 2, well, I guess it'll be 4 dice. Well, if the sudden strike misses, then it's probably GG. Unless the 3 people can get over the line. This is a really exciting ending, actually. This is really cool. All right. They're going for it. Sudden strike instead of terrible. Come on, little Gondorian. What have you got in you? Kretchet misses with the sudden strike? How come he gets 2? Oh, the leadership. Yeah, of course. Yeah, yeah. So that misses. Alex does not hit. Oh, misses again. Oh my god. That's not going to be enough then. Not going to be enough. And they can't press. They can't do a. I would quite like to see them play Grond with the 2 versus 1. I think that would be pretty funny. Yeah, Kretchet flips. So Kretchet is probably going to go for it. Yeah, surely wait till next turn now, because I don't think there's any winning that's going to happen. Oh, that's unfortunate for the Shadow, I must say. I thought at last, I think the odds were in their favour there. Although it was unlucky for the sudden strike to miss as well. So, damn, tense stuff. We go on to turn 12. Presumably, this is going to be it. Have they got any rings left? They got a ring, but what's the pull? So the 3 is not a reveal, but if they hit the 3, then okay, Golem can hide. Then they can hide. You think that they're going to lose? Can it really be a red tile? 3, 2, 1. It's an I, and it's GG. Oh, wow, that was a really good ending. Yeah. Oh man, yeah, because I see what Kretchet means when he said that it was a game that looked like it was going to be very one-sided, and I'd say for about half the game it seemed it was a relatively kind of normal, pretty standard game, but yeah, that last third of the game, the end game was really good. I do feel sad for these guys though. That's kind of my final thoughts on the game. What like, you've mustered up this big army, in Bree, all these northern men are ready to go fighting the forces of evil, and then they just sat there, just like the prancing pony. Yeah, so yeah, Kretchet, if you watch this, let me know what was your kind of plan here? Was it kind of to multiple purposes? Were you just kind of building it to see, if the time arose, you could do a military assault, you could defend Rivendell, you could go Gundabad, you could defend the Shire, or yeah, did you have one specific plan in mind? Because it's an interesting one. Like, in some games, doing this will win you the game, but in other games, maybe doing this is what cost you because you didn't commit more dice to putting elites into Minas Tirith, getting Gondor down earlier. So it's kind of the danger of this type of musterage, because that's so many dice. I think I'm quite relatively conservative when it comes to 3 people play. If the chance arises and it's really, I have a clear purpose, I'll do this kind of thing. But without it, my priorities tend to be defend Dol Amroth, defend, maybe get the Rohan down, something like that. Which, to be fair, Kretchet did. But anyway, hope that was a good, enjoyable game for all of you watching. And yeah, peace out. Ciao, ciao.